Alright, this is just a quick video because it's been asked a lot already about how well the Surface Pro handles Zbrush and other high-end applications. For now, I'm just going to try Zbrush out. I just installed it. It runs fairly decent. I mean, especially considering it's a tablet, it's pretty impressive how well it works. So far, they still don't have the full functionality of the stylus implemented. Supposedly that would be on Pixelogic's end, from what I've read around the internet. They're talking about how the hardware wise it can already handle it. It's the software developers that need to come and produce their software or drivers or however it works between them to make it functional. But as you can see, it's pretty responsive. Even with this fiber mesh up, it's got pretty decent feedback, so I've been impressed on that. And I mean, of course, stuff like rendering I wouldn't really want to do too much on here. Like here I just push Control R, it's going. I would maybe use this for just sculpting up rough ideas or playing around on it, or just some added productivity if I'm commuting on the train or something. But I definitely wouldn't rely on this as a primary means of using Zbrush or other applications. You can see it did an area there, that's kind of strange, but it's fairly usable, but you have to keep in mind that your pressure sensitivity isn't working yet. Allegedly that's going to be coming. I think it should happen. Same with apps like Photoshop. I've ran Photoshop on here. Everything works fine and it's responsive and quick. You just don't have that pressure sensitivity. That's the great reason for this tablet. That's actually the primary reason why I bought it, because you can just, some apps you can really do it and push in like a real paintbrush or pen or whatever you're using. So it's functioning. I know it works fine. It's just up to the developers as far as their software to make sure that they set it up or configure it properly for it to use the full functionality of the hardware. Let's see if I can pull up a sculpt. Actually, we'll just pull a Lightbox. See, it's pretty fast and responsive. The multi-touch isn't working either. That would be another fantastic thing if Pixelogic jumped on this, so that you could zoom in with your usual controls, you know, where you pan them and things like that. So it's got a ton of potential. If they can get this set up right and functioning, that would be amazing. But as you can see, there's not really sensitivity at all. I mean, it's responsive, so you could sculpt pretty decent mesh pretty fast, but you just got to keep in mind that you have to be careful with your strokes, because there's no difference between me touching it like this or holding the mouse button and sliding it over it without even touching it. So it functions, it's fine, it can really handle decent meshes. Like I can subdivide this and still pretty smooth. Subdivide. Oh, it's already set up by default to not go further than that. That's fine. I wouldn't push very high res content onto this medium just because it's a tablet. It's not meant to. I mean, eventually we might have the technology that can handle it, and I'm sure, I haven't tested this on battery, but I would almost guarantee you're gonna demolish your battery life running apps like this. I might try it eventually and see how long it lasts, but it's still got some decent potential, really. I mean, you can already get fast feedback. It's a lot better than mobile apps I've seen. Like there's a couple on the Android market and Sculptris and other things, so you already have pretty much the full functionality of Zbrush. The only thing missing is that sensitivity. So this device is a good investment, assuming that eventually it'll have full operability. That will be amazing. And I think it'd be kind of foolish if Pixelogic or Adobe or maybe even Autodesk doesn't start working with Microsoft to get that set up in their software packages to properly use this hardware, because as a medium professionally, this is extremely valuable. Being able to flick through stuff and edit and make a sculpt, like especially when you're just starting out on a new sculpt, if you're a commuter and you got like an hour or 2 hour commute on a train or something, or a flight, being able to sit there and sculpt out a base mesh that you're gonna later import out and add detailing and high res it a bit, it's great to knock out that basic part mobily without having to sit at a workstation, especially on a touchscreen if they can get that pressure sensitivity. So that is a quick look at ZBrush on the Microsoft Surface Pro.